part of this podcast, where we will be doing the team of the season, the Premier League so far. So we have three great teams this year fighting for the top: Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Obviously, a lot more fighting for top four. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Goalkeeper. So I think it's top a clear choice of three. But
Who do you say the three are?
I think Mendy, Alisson, Edison.
No, I wouldn't.
I would agree. I would disagree. Sorry.
I'd disagree too.
Oh yeah, Ramsdale.
I wouldn't put Ramsdale either.
You wouldn't put Ramsdale.
No, I'd put Jose Sarr, man. Jose Sarr.
Oh,
Jose Sarr. The thing is,
okay.
the expectation that he had was nowhere near what he's delivering so far.
Wait, you're going Jose Sarr? In the
I'm
team,
going
or you're
Jose
saying-
Sarr in the team. I'm going Jose Sarr in the team.
Oh,
I think it.
Attention to like those players, so Ramsdale or Jose Sarr. Wait, Lewis, what were you gonna say?
I would have Mendy, Edison or Ramsdale. Those are my three. But yeah, I think Jose Sarr's been good. Maybe he's my fourth, but I wouldn't have him in that three. But
Yeah, so when I said my three, not gonna lie, I did forget about Ramsdale and Sarr. I would still have Mendy, definitely, Edison as well. It's tricky between Sarr and Ramsdale. But like I said, Sarr's expectation was high, but then again, their ability isn't really linked to expectation. So
Well, one thing, if you let me,
play more defensive than Arsenal as well.
I think, but you say that, but he has the best save percentage in the league right
Not
now,
the best save percentage, yes.
and I think he's also enabled, as in Real Patricio wasn't as good with his feet, and I think he's enabled Wolves to be more of a ball playing side with him, and I think genuinely, because it's team of the year, I think team of the season. Sorry, I think is proportional, because his expectation wasn't that much, so I think he's outperformed so much and I think I also saw a stat, he has the most saved, like, expected goals, so goals were expected to go in, he saved the most of them, so I'd go for Jesus.
I think just to not make it a whole City, Chelsea, Liverpool team, I would go with Ramsdale or Sarr. Even though originally I was going to go with Mendy, but those two names have brought my attention to those players. I'm going to say Ramsdale.
I think Jose Sarr's good, but again, his defense is so good. I mean, if they're five back, that just sit back and then hold the box. I mean, the save percentage thing, I mean, that doesn't mean the shots were any good. It could have just been an easy header, you can save it, right? Wolves don't give away that many good chances to other teams. And I think Arsenal do give away good chances to other teams, and Ramsdale's been good. And also the expectations thing, no one expected Ramsdale to be good.
Yeah.
Relegated with Sheffield, Bournemouth. No one expected to be anywhere near how good he is, and he's got so many clean sheets. So for me, he's in there.
I'm going to go Ramsdale, but also, it may be a bit exaggerated, but that save against Leicester from the free kick, that Peter Schmeichel, that said, one of the best saves he's seen in years, and he is a professional goalie. So yeah, I'm going to go Ramsdale. Now, defence.
I think we start left back, work our way across.
I think this is an easy one.
Yeah, Cancelo. Felipe already started typing it before you even said it, but yeah, Cancelo.
Quick go, Felipe.
So yeah, he has been phenomenal this season. Centre backs. There are a few we could go with here. I think the names I was thinking initially were Juan Silva, Rudiger, Van Dijk, Diaz. Those are like the obvious ones, I reckon. They're obviously lower ones.
I think
Let's go with the non-Chelsea ones first, because I think there is a Chelsea one.
Yeah, I think one of them has to be.
who do you think that Chelsea one is?
Yeah, it's Rudiger for me.
I think Rudiger. Yeah. Do you agree with Rudiger?
I was gonna say Thiago Silva, to be honest, but if you two are going Rudiger, then
I think Thiago Silva has been brilliant, and his knowledge of football is just ridiculous. But I think Rudiger's probably.
I think Rudiger is heavily helped by the 3-back system, but I think Thiago Silva could play in the 2-back very easily. I think his reading the game is a bit better. That's the main reason.
I disagree. I think in that 4-back that we played against Spurs, he was the best defender on the pitch. We played 4-back against Spurs, he was the best defender on the pitch. There was a couple stats where it said like blocks, interceptions, tackles, and he was first for all of them. And I think Rudiger, he's such a menace. I mean, there's no team that likes playing against Rudiger. There's no striker that likes playing against Rudiger. Whereas Thiago Silva, I think he's a bit less physical, and he's a bit smaller. And I'm just saying this season, if you're going to pick one defender to not want to play against, it's Rudiger.
Yeah, I think Rudiger as well. He has obviously also played more than Thiago Silva. Alright, next centre back. So I think
I'm gonna go with a unexpected one, maybe. I'm gonna go Joe Matip as my second centre back. I think if you ask Liverpool fans, he's been better than Van Dijk, and I think he's helped Van Dijk come back from injury more than Van Dijk has helped our team as much. But yeah, I put Joe Matip in there.
So you're saying it'd be Matip, Van Dijk, and Diaz to pick?
Matip, Van Dijk, and Diaz, yeah.
I do agree. Matip has been good. But say he has been really good. But say he's better than Van Dijk.
Yeah, but the thing is, Van Dijk, he defends so like elegantly that he doesn't have to do much all game. But the thing is with Matip, because Trent is bombing on down that side, he is left with most of the work to do because we're vulnerable down that side. Andrew Robertson's a good defender, so Van Dijk, he has to do a lot in game, but he doesn't have to do as much as Matip, and I think Matip has shone this season. And I think when we play Konate instead of Matip, I think there's a bit of a vulnerability on that right side because Konate's a bit younger. His reading of the game isn't as good as Matip, so I think Matip.
Who do you think?
Wait, who are you going with?
It may be a bit of bias. I'm going to go with
Deciding vote then, Matip or Diaz?
Or you could go Van Dijk and flatten it all out.
Thiago Silva. No. I'm going to agree with Matip. I think his ball carrying is so much better than Diaz's this season. And I think just because he's so underrated, I'd go with Matip.
Okay. Right back. Trent or James, I want to hear you two's thoughts on those.
I think there's only one man.
Trent.
It's James.
Nah.
Here we go.
I mean, it's going to be down to you, Felipe.
It is going to be down to you. We've had this debate in previous episodes, but I think Trent is having a magnificent season. 9 assists already. He's on course to break the most assists by defender again this season, and his performance has just gone up a different level. And I think Gary Neville said it the other day. He's like De Bruyne, Beckham from right back. He's literally so good. His range of passing is incredible, and I think he's gone up a different level this season.
It's always a tricky one.
I don't know. I think without Salah and Mane, I think he's going to struggle. Whereas I think James has to suit with different players. I mean, this wasn't the Prem. Yesterday, Arsenal's game, I don't think Trent was on it at all.
Yeah, but
he didn't have anyone good to pass to. And I think when those assists, I mean, he's just passing it through to Salah and he's scoring every goal. I think Trent's assists are more Salah's quality than Trent's quality. So for me, James has to adapt.
I think most of his assists have come from crosses into the box and Jota heading it. But you said about yesterday, he's just come back from COVID. I think you have to give him a bit of leeway on that one. A lot of players haven't recovered from COVID the first time they got it. So I don't think we can judge him just based off that. But Felipe, the decision down to you.
I think so. I think Trent has 2 goals, no assists, and James 4 goals, 5
Well, one more thing, if I may add, he's also created the most chances and big chances in the league, most through balls, most key passes in the league per game, as well. So
For me, this would be good if he was a right wing, but he's a right back, and I think James has just got that so much better defence. He's so strong. He's so much stronger. He's so much better at tackling, and I think this is a right back position we're talking about. I'd rather have James in my team this season so far.
I'm gonna go with. I'm pretty sure it's the same answer I had previously when we've done this debate before. I'm gonna go with James because he's got not being with Chelsea, no disrespect obviously, but worse players around him. Because Trent has, like we said, Salah, who right now is up before he left, was best player in the world. So yeah, I'm gonna change.
okay, fair play. I
I
think
some of
are we gonna do like a DM and 2 center mid to 2 cams?
I don't know. I think just
Should we just
I reckon
do center mids all across the board then?
I think we just see how it goes. Just put the players in that we want.
Okay.
I think the obvious one here is N'Golo Kante. I think he has to be in there.
Oh,
I don't know.
I want to hear this from Anthony.
You said the obvious one. I think Kante's a shout, but I think the obvious one is Rodri. To be honest, I think the obvious one. I put Rodri.
That's not true at all. Kante's been better than Rodri this season for me. Rodri's
Ooh.
nowhere near as influential as Kante. I mean, when we saw Kante come out the team, we drew to Burnley. I think we lost to West Ham. Kante comes in the team. We draw to Liverpool. We smash Juventus. I mean, this is N'Golo Kante at his best. Some people are arguing that he's one of the best midfielders the Premier League's ever seen. Are we hearing that from Rodri? Not from me. Kante is just so much more influential. I would have Rodri in here as well, but for me the obvious one is Kante. I wouldn't have Kante over Rodri. I'd have Kante and Rodri.
Okay, so I think Rodri's going in there. I don't think you put Kante in there straight away, Felipe. I think we just hold on that one straight for a bit.
For me, there's no way you can't have Kante.
okay. Well, what's your other shout? Something like
I think Bernardo Silva deserves a shout. I think Conor Gallagher deserves a shout. I think they've been better for the lower league. Obviously, Bernardo Silva is City, but Conor Gallagher I think has been more influential on his team than Kante has been on his team. I think if you're basing off this season, I think Kante he's not played as many games as last season like he did, but I don't think. Obviously, his influence is huge on the Chelsea team, but I think his performances haven't been like obviously there haven't been many of them. I think.
I'm not saying this is a thing, but if you just search up Kante's name, right, I'm not saying this is a massive factor, but if you just search up Kante right now, on Footbin, just search him up, and you'll see the proof. I mean, 2 informs. I mean, you don't get that for doing nothing. I know that's 1 week, but to have that and not play a lot of games, I think it's Kante, Rodri, and Bernardo. There's no way Conor Gallagher's anywhere near Kante or Bernardo, and I'd have Kante over Rodri. That's just what I said.
okay, so it's 2-1. I agree with Kante in there. And for the third one, are we all saying Bernardo?
I mean, let's just give some other mentions. Declan Rice could have a mention in here. Are we saying? Actually, there's not many. Is there?
Smith Rowe.
Ruben Neves, right wing, I think.
Obvious. And these two.
I think one player. I think he should also go in. Diogo Jota. I think I'll put him in there. I think he's. I wouldn't put him in striker. No, I'll put him in left wing.
Lewis, what are you saying about that?
Yeah. I don't think there's. I think it's It's either him or Dennis for me. I don't know. I think
To be honest,
he's that good in that Watford team. It's ridiculous.
I was gonna put Jota and Dennis, to be honest, but
Wait, what? Oh, Jota and Dennis.
yeah.
So Jota, and you're saying Dennis striker?
That's what I was going for, but yeah, obviously, don't know what you guys think.
I think
It is based off. Like, I think Dennis is what third top scorer in the league this year so far.
we can't not.
You can't not have him for a declining Watford team. There's no way you don't have him in there.
So wait, Lewis, sorry, I forgot to ask. Did you agree with Dennis? Yeah. So yeah, this is our team.
Manager Felipe.
Oh, sorry.
This is a
Bruno Lage for me.
Bruno Lage. Hmm.
But he's been brilliant since he come in for Wolves. I mean, Pep Guardiola, Klopp, Tuchel, they've all been brilliant, but they're expected to do well. I think Wolves, they're overachieving ridiculously. I think a lot of their games are down to Bruno Lage and that manager role. I mean, 1-0 to Liverpool, 1-0 to City, 0-0 to Chelsea. I don't know any other manager that can do that against Tuchel, Klopp and Pep. And if it's going to be team of the season so far, it's going to be Bruno Lage, especially when we didn't go.
Just to ask, because Jose Sarr got left out of this team for the similar reason which I'm asking. You said about expectation. Now, do you think expectation would get him in there, or do you think what Pep's doing again this season, but he basically won the league already? Do you think that is could be go over and shout?
I mean, it was Ramsdale as well that had that expectation. I just think Ramsdale had a lower expectation than Bruno Lage. Ramsdale's younger. That's the only reason why I went with him over Jose Sarr. But yeah, for me, I think at the end of the season, when Pep guarantees another Premier League, I'd say Pep. But I think we just have to give a lot of credit to the Wolves manager, Bruno Lage.
Okay, Felipe. Yeah.
He is 8th in the Prem right now. And yeah, like Lewis said, 0-0, 1-0, only 1-0. Brilliant. So yeah, I'll agree. Who were you gonna say? Because
No, I was gonna say Bruno Lage. I was just playing devil's advocate there for a second.
So,
okay. So I think we run through it one time. So we have Ramsdale in goal, Cancelo left back, Rudiger and Matip centre backs. We have Reece James right back. We have Bernardo Silva, Rodri and Kante in the midfield. Diogo Jota left wing, Dennis striker and Mohamed Salah right wing. And then we have Bruno Lage as our manager.
Yeah, so that wraps up our Premier League team season so far. And yeah, we'll move on to the review and preview.